Hey everyone, happy December. To start off the month, SSO posted a newsletter about their progress on the new Star Stable characters in the making. I honestly don't feel motivated to read newsletters sometimes, so I thought I would save you guys the work by summarizing the points. So grab some comfy PJs and some hot cocoa and let's get into it. Just a quick disclaimer that I am just reporting based off the things SSO has stated in their post. So if you want a more reliable source, then you should check out their post, which I've linked in the description, along with all the other sources for this video. Let's start off with the positives. Firstly, the staff team made it very clear that they are thankful for the community's feedback and they appreciate the input. Luckily, there are not any major bugs or game crashes that happened in the beta test, which means that so far we are in the clear and your gaming experience should, as far as we know, not be any worse in terms of graphics or performance. Star Stable has stated that their hair, makeup, and skin colors are actually the closest to being ready. Yay! And I can't wait to try on those braids. Star Stable also fixed the saddle size for some of the characters to make them look less small, and they're working on curly, coily, and short hairstyles. Now for some of the highlighted issues and clarifications from the SSO team. The writers made it clear that there is a divide between what we envision and what's an attainable goal for them. They said that although they are working to improve their characters even more in the future, right now they can only manage a certain amount of tweaks and modifications. Another thing they pointed out that really interested me was the difference between a beta and an alpha test. According to the source I read, a beta test is an open test to a larger pool of people, and it's usually people who are actually using the software, while an alpha test is usually done by a smaller pool of people, such as developers or people within the organization. Almost all of the well-known SSO content creators and a lot of the SSO ambassadors were posting videos and pictures of their quote beta test experience, while I rarely came across less well-known random SSO players in the community talking about their experience in-game and on social media. SSO said that they will be using clear terms to describe this form of testing in the future, which sounds good to me. But my question is, how many people that Star Stable put in this quote beta test are well-known content creators and SSO ambassadors, and how many of them are just regular players like me who don't work with the company and aren't well-known content creators? Like, I'm curious, how did they select these people? Anyway, moving on. I actually did the calculations for this, and that came out to 0.003. But wait, now we have to multiply that by 100 to get the percent amount of people who got into the test. So in total, 0.3% of people got into the Star Stable beta trial. But before you think that is a big number, this is out of the amount of people who applied to be in the beta test. So there are far, far more players than that, which means that the amount of people that got into the test is pretty, well, that's up to you. SSO wants to highlight that they are setting some limitations to their project, as there are, quote, also limited in how many body types we can display at the minute. So in other words, not everyone has the most up-to-date computers and graphics card, and it seems to be that the system can only hold so much information. And lastly, and probably one of the most surprising things to me, was that SSO stated that they are considering doing a second so-called beta test in 2023 to follow up on the new changes. Although I really did enjoy learning about the character process, it's been in the works for a very long time, and I'm honestly not sure when the update will come out, but it's probably not coming out this year or the next, maybe. SSO also plans to use the same testers if they plan to do a second test to, quote, improve their data. But my question is if this test is really only limited to a small pool of ambassadors, well-known content creators, and perhaps some others, then is the staff team really getting the full perspective on the community's feedback? Is our community being well represented in this so-called beta test? I really want to know your thoughts, so let me know in the comments down below. I personally feel like I would like to see more people being involved in the beta test. And I also really want this project to make a lot more progress, but I do know that I have to have some patience. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you are having a wonderful start to your December, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, everyone!